All right, I'm here today with Andrea, and Andrea has been one of our rock stars in our program, the Luke Briggs Fitness Coaching Program, has seen some really great results, and she is going to be sharing her experiences with us today. So Andrea, why don't you just start off with who are you, maybe where you're from, and what you were doing before you joined our coaching program?
Okay. My name's Andrea Hirth. I'm from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. I am an age group triathlete, mostly doing long course, so half Ironman and Ironman distance. So I've been doing a lot of training, but the different throes of life and aging and other things, I was gaining weight and not really understanding why, and kind of looking for a little bit of help. I do really well. I have a triathlon coach. I do really well with someone telling me what to do without me having to put the pieces together myself. So knowing that I was going to be held accountable and someone's always looking at my daily food log and the strength workouts that I was doing, and just making sure that what I was paying for, I was being held accountable for. So that's kind of what drew me in.
Absolutely. So yeah, so take us through, like, what were you struggling with specifically, like, before you joined the program?
Well, I had the mentality, which I think a lot of endurance athletes do. Well, if I'm riding my bike 100 miles this day and I'm burning, 2,000 to 2,600 kil, well, I can have a dessert. I can have 2 beers. I can have pizza. I can have, and not keeping track of any of that. So probably like portion control was one of my biggest problems. And but then like shaking my head and wondering why my performance wasn't improving and why am I gaining weight? Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, calories in, calories out, right? So it was a hard reality pill to swallow. I'm an Iron Man. I can no, because you're still human and your body works the same. Everyone else's does. So you have to treat it right. So I had to make those adjustments.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that as well. So, obviously you found out about the program, we connected. Just curious, like, what was maybe your biggest hesitation about joining the program?
Well, like I said, I do well with accountability, but at the same time, like knowing, like having to take those initial pictures, like you look in the mirror, but you don't necessarily look at yourself in the mirror from all angles. And you look at yourself in the mirror with the clothes on that fit you well, that look flattering on you, not in a 2-piece swimsuit. So when my husband took those first pictures, what was it, like in mid-December, I was like, oh my God, that's what I look like. And it was shocking, and it was kind of they were difficult to share with you, but I know, like, you're a professional and this is what you do. So that was the starting point. It was necessary. And now, this many months later, when I look back at those, it's like, oh, wow. Like, and I completely understand. And I did then too, why we do it. But it just, for a middle-aged female, it just, it didn't, that was not the draw. That wasn't, oh, good, we get to take pictures of ourselves once a month. No, that wasn't it at the beginning. Now I look forward to picture day.
There you go. Absolutely. So, why did you ultimately decide to join the Luke Briggs Fitness Coaching Program, and what's been some of the best value that you've received, maybe even that you didn't expect from the program?
Well, like I said, I didn't have a handle on macros at all. And as you pointed out to me, after those first few days you had me track, you said, just eat what you normally eat, no judgment, log it all in to MyFitnessPal, and then we're going to go from there. And realizing I was about 50% of the protein I should have been taking in, which is just, how can you expect your body to perform in endurance sports and you're not feeding it correctly? So getting all of the macros in the right order was good. And then as we progressed, and like with my training cycles, whether it was like the big ramp up to a race or other things, the way that you adjusted things like my strength workouts and the combination of macros and total calories and all of that, it has been mind blowing. Like at first when you said, I think this was my final cut, and like on an easy day, which would be only one day a week, my rest day, where I just like walk the dogs and do my mobility circuit, I think I was at like 1,480 calories. And I was like, how am I going to survive on foot? And it was just, you drink a lot more water, you chew a little bit of gum, and you are very, very particular about every bite you put into your body because you want it to sustain you, you want it to fuel you. And so there's no room for junk. So all of that, just that awareness that it has brought to feeding myself better, making every calorie count, eating nutrient dense food, so that an hour later, after I've eaten a bag of something carb loaded, I'm hungry again. That I haven't had that, even with the big hard training cycles too. So it's made a huge difference.
Awesome. And so happy to hear that. So, you've been in the program about 5 months or so now. So, I know it's not all about the number, excuse me, all the time, but let's share your biggest win as far as like, weight loss, inches lost, that kind of thing.
Well, it's not all about the numbers, but you still have to have a way, like besides just feeling better. And like, even in my cycling and swimming and running workouts, like when I'm training, I feel the difference that the strength workouts you've prescribed for me have made. Like in my swim, like I feel a lot stronger on my run. I don't know specifically how much my power has gone up on the bike, but it has gone up. And that aside, I'm down 23 pounds, and anywhere from 3 to 5 inches, the different areas of my body that I've been measuring every week. And like I said, the pictures, you can say, okay, well, I'm down 5 inches on my waist, but you don't really get a full, like you can think to yourself, well, 5 inches, well, that's pretty significant. But when you see it in the pictures, there's just there's no other woohoo than the results that you see.
Yeah, exactly. The numbers don't lie and the pictures don't lie, but
100%.
awesome. But so, Andrea, for anyone who's on the fence about joining the program, or maybe thinking like, well, is coaching right for me? Is the Luke Briggs Fitness coaching program right for me? What would you say to that person?
Okay. Well, so another thing that I didn't mention early on, it kind of slipped my mind, because right now at this point, the point that I'm at, it's an afterthought. In the beginning, I was like, well, I'm already paying for a tri coach. Do I have it in the budget? Okay, that's all a bunch of nonsense, because it's an investment in me. And I didn't see it that way in the beginning. And the amazing results that I've gotten, you can't put a dollar value on that, on the guidance, all the groups, the recordings that you do, all the talks, sharing with other people, recipes, ideas for, like modifying strength. It's all just so worth it. So, if you're like me, I'm going to be 51 in August, and you've tried this diet, or you've tried this fad workout plan, or you've tried, any number of different things, and you've only had like temporary success, I feel like when we get to the end of this journey, whenever that is, undetermined at this point, I feel like I'm going to be able to sustain this, because it's become such a routine. And I know for me, I've gone through this in the past too. If from eating clean, if you put crap into your body, you just feel terrible. And then you're like, well, that was so not worth it. I'm never eating a donut again. That was awful. So I guess like my biggest thing was just try it. I think you're like the trial is like 4 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, surely everybody's health and well-being and fitness is worth 4 months, whatever that cost is. And if you if you're not satisfied, if you don't get results, then, that's fine, then move on. But I mean, I can't say I will guarantee, because all people are different. You have to be willing to take the time to track. You have to be willing to put in the work, put in the effort. You can't go for like a week and a half and not do your workouts, including the off day mobility circuits, all of that. It's all written in a specific order for a reason. So if you want to see results, and I mean, it's so silly. Why would you pay for something that you're not going to actually follow through on? So yeah, I wouldn't be here. Like the number that we set back in December, I was like, okay, I know within the last 6 years, I've been at that weight. I'm like, well, things are a little different. Things are shifting now. I'm a little older now. If you would have told me we'd be able to go beyond that number, I I would have told you you're crazy. And yet here I am, and still like back to full calories for performance, and not packing the pounds back on. So it's amazing. It's a great program. I believe in it wholeheartedly.
Awesome. Really appreciate you sharing that and appreciate your time today, Andrea.
I appreciate you. You've done so much, and I just appreciate it so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.